hit on no brakes. My life is out of control. I'm telling you, nobody's safe. I've been living my life limbo. My ice, it came with a tray. I'm so high, got half my face. This not a rock star phase. I'm an emo, look at my face. 0, 0, 0, 0. Tell her to go chase. Monkey nuts, holy baby. I got on 2 chains.
In the Garden City of Augusta, it's time for Peach Belt Conference basketball on the Roar Network and the Peachtree Sports Network as Augusta University plays host to North Georgia out of Dahlonega. And we bring you into the broadcast position. We've got the number 4 seed if the tournament were to start today in North Georgia versus Augusta University, currently the number 8 seed, but with other teams nipping at their feet. I'm Charles McNeil, side by side with the Hall of Famer. He is Lynn Carlson. Coach, you know what it is, this pressure that these Jaguars are feeling coming into this big matchup here.
Yes, right now, Dip Mitras and Dan Evans are singing the same song. Sam and Dave, years ago, had the number 1 song in the country, and it was called Hold On, I'm Coming. And they're both coming to different tournaments. The Nighthawks are trying to hold on to the 4th place position so that they can get a home game in the postseason play. The Jaguars are trying to hold on so they can get in to the postseason tournament. The Nighthawks are riding a 7-game win streak, and the Jaguars, ever improving, are riding a 3-game win streak. So both seems to be peaking at the right time.
No doubt about it. Who are your stars to watch, starting with the visitors from Dahlonega?
Okay, for Dahlonega, the one and only A.J. White, 6-foot senior guard from Memphis, Tennessee, a multi-talented scorer. He leads the team in field goals, threes, free throws, and assists. He is a Jaguar killer. He absolutely destroyed us here last year. He is the wings that the Nighthawks fly on.
And what about for the Jaguars?
Cam Pacheco, the 6-foot 3-inch guard from Harrisonburg, Spotsville High School. Much improved for the start of the season. He hits the 3 ball, and he will start at the point tonight. Cam, along with Paul and Wilberg, will be responsible for trying to lock down A.J. White, and he hopes to be turnover-free versus the Nighthawk pressure.
Well, Coach, you told us a little bit about what we can expect as far as the importance of this game and also the players to watch. What are the keys to victory?
The keys for the Jaguar are pretty simple. Stop White. He single-handedly beat us at Christenberry Fieldhouse last year. 2, contain Colin Turner in the paint and exercise better clock management down the stretch. For the Nighthawks, contain Paulson and Joyner, who had big nights versus the Nighthawks earlier in the season, and have a balanced scoring attack and force Jaguar turnovers.
So balanced attack and containing Colin Turner along with A.J. White. They've got a big task to the Jaguars. Our public address announcer is Jason Shearer. He has the starting lineups and our national anthem. So we'll send it over to the veteran PA announcer for the Jaguars. Go ahead and take it away, Jason.
On the campus of Augusta University for this evening's Peach Belt Conference matchup, featuring the visiting North Georgia Nighthawks and your Augusta Jaguars. At this time, would you please rise? Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now let's meet the starters for this evening's contest. First, let's welcome our visitors from North Georgia. Please welcome number 32, Colin Turner. Wearing number 21, Zach Hawkinson. Number 1, A.J. White. Wearing number 3, Chase Champion. And number 13, Jameel Rideout. The head coach of the Nighthawks is Dan Evans. He is assisted by Ben Casanova, Trey Armstrong, and Joe Edwards.
Out of control. I'm telling you, nobody's safe. I've been living my life limbo. My ice, it came with a tray. I'm so high, got high my face. This not a rock star face. I'm an emo, look at my face. 0, 0, 0, 0. Tell her to go change. Monkey nuts, hold me, baby. I got on 2 chains. Rolling on the and I'm at fame. Spin on the block, have a stain. I just put on my boots.
Memorable matchup of the North.
Y'all ready?
And now, let's meet the starters for your Augusta Jaguars. At guard, a 6'5" freshman from Sydney, Australia, number 5, Charlie Macbeth. At forward for the Jaguars, a 6'9" freshman from Lagos, Nigeria, number 7, Daniel Daramola. At guard for Augusta, 6'3",
albeit not as slim as it was a week ago, the Jaguars could get into the Peach Belt Conference tournament with a win here and a little help from their friends.
Looks like it's going to be a big one tonight. Both teams have an awful lot at stake. Both of them need this win for different reasons. They're both trying to advance in postseason play. And anything can happen when you get into the postseason play. You can be the 4th place team, you can be the 8th place team, and you could advance. The winner of the tournament goes to the NCAA regionals, and that's what we're hoping for.
Again, a tough road to hoe if you are that 8th seed. You got to face nationally ranked in all likelihood. One of 2 teams has an opportunity to be nationally ranked. That's Lander or Columbus State somewhere down the road. And not to mention USC Beaufort, currently in the 3rd place position or tied for 2nd. They're another team that has proven themselves approved in their 2nd season in the league.
So you can kind of figure that those 3 teams are going to get selected for the tournament, but the winner will also go.
Dan Evans in his 7th season, 4th head coach in school history, 192 career wins, 1 NCAA tournament, Elite 8 appearance just a couple of short seasons ago. And we're underway from the Christenberry Fieldhouse in the center of the Garden City. Charlie Macbeth up top to Daniel Daramola, their pair of freshmen, along with Cam Pacheco. 3 freshmen in the starting lineup, along with 2 sophomores for the Jags. That shot rattled off, rebounded by North Georgia. Out of Dahlonega, 12-6, 18-6 is their overall mark, 12-6 inside of conference play. They've got one more game left after this one on Saturday. As that knockdown shot happens, and it happens quickly, and they're on the board.
Man-to-man pressure. 3-quarter court by the Nighthawks.
Jaguar starting unit, we mentioned the freshmen. Sophomores out there, that's one of them, Louis Nonfon. And then Elias Paulson. The Jaguars have players from 7 different countries and 5 continents. And one of those continents being represented right there, as well as countries, is the man from Iceland. Elias Paulson gets the first field goal for the Jags.
Yeah, he bully balled right in there, and it didn't go, but he didn't quit on it, and he got the rebound and put it back in. Good for him.
That's A.J. White, your featured player. And there's a steal by Cam Pacheco. He's got the big task. And now Charlie McBeth on the wing. Drives inside. His left-handed scoop comes up short. Tipped around and out of bounds. Last touch by North Georgia. It'll be Jaguar basketball. Familiar face out there on the sidelines. Guy with the long dreadlocks. Actually, we've got 3 players with dreadlocks out there on the floor, but number 13 in particular guarding Pacheco right there. That's Jameel Rideout. We'll talk about his story after this turnaround jump shot falls for Paulson. So it's Paulson 4 and the Nighthawks 3.
Paulson took a hit in the mouth on the catch, turned around, still had the presence to knock it down.
Jameel Rideout, the transfer from Elon and USC Aiken. Back with the program, back in the Peach Belt, happy to be back. Nice turnaround, and that one drops home for Zach Hawkinson. Hawkinson, the sophomore out of Springfield, Illinois. Averages 9 points and 4 rebounds. Shoots it at 59% UCY on that last jumper. McBeth up top to Pacheco. Jaguars using clock on their possession. Daramola puts it on the deck twice. Elevates with the left hand. Rebounded, and here they go. The launch. White with the float game.
So some interesting things have developed already. Rideout, who normally doesn't make a lot of threes in the season, has made 2. And the way they're playing A.J. White, they're trapping him with 2 people when he comes off of every ball screen. So they're not letting him roll. They're going to force White to pass it to the popper or the roller.
That's the freshman from Sydney, Australia with that last field goal. Charlie McBeth. Rideout looking for his 3rd. Now Rideout knocked down some threes in that most recent contest versus Flagler. A game that was tight early. Daramola on the reverse. Missed it the first time. Gets his own. Then gets it taken away. Good steal by Chase Champion.
$50 move, nickel finish.
Looking to extend the lead. That's 3. Ball kicked. No whistle. Dan Evans is beside himself as he chases the official down the sideline. Pacheco to Paulson. Elias needs help. Sends Daramola down underneath. Non-fun. Playing the 4. Now Charlie rises and fires. McBeth in and out.
They're not helping each other out there. They're just throwing the ball and then watching whoever catches it. It's going to be hard to get open for a good shot unless they start setting some screens and moving the ball a little quicker.
Bounce pass in the post. Easy jump hook off the window by Colin Turner.
He was one of my keys. You got to keep him off the block. He doesn't shoot that often, but when he does, he can hook right or left-handed.
Yeah, efficient shooter, 6'9" senior out of Birmingham, who averages 13 points and nearly 7 rebounds a game. Non-Fon gets it swatted. And now AJ on the attack. The blow-by. AJ got in too deep. Now kicked it out. Rideout. Back to AJ for 3. McBeth.
Yeah, too much time on that.
Looking to bust out. Double team. And knocked out of bounds with 13:58 left to play. You're watching Augusta University basketball on the Peachtree Sports Network.
Timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your Augusta University Spirit Team.
Here we go. Jaguars defensively, Colin Turner backs Dan in the post, seals him, nice right-handed hook. He doesn't have a wide variety of shots, but the shots that he has are deadly, and he doesn't play beyond his ability. He's a very, very efficient player.
Official cleaning some things up, and now we're ready to go. Fresh substitutions off the bench of Dipmitris at the 13:55 mark. Kendon Wilberg, young man, academically a junior, but athletically a redshirt freshman. Has the basketball, kicks it out to Evan Joyner, grad student, transfer from North Carolina A&T, and he immediately pays dividends just a few days away from when he was honored as the lone senior during senior day.
Evan showed his quickness on that one.
He's got it in spades. 3 dribbles and a pull-up. Ball tipped into the hands of Joyner. This Jaguar team has stayed connected despite the fact that they've struggled this season. 7-12, their conference mark. 12-17, unless Dip has a tremendous run in the Peach Belt tournament into the NCAAs. They'll be looking at his first losing season as a Jaguar head coach. Elias Paulson on the quick release.
Normally when Paulson gets cooking early, he stays hot for the rest of the game. So I know the Jaguar fans are happy to see him get roaring early.
Career high 38 points versus Aiken 2 weeks ago. Paulson going into the cheerleaders.
That was the best game he's ever played. Sets his feet, delivers a quick shot, nothing but string music.
7 points early to lead the Jags. A man who averages just under 17 points a game along with 4 rebounds and shoots at 45% from the field, or mostly a perimeter shooter. Has added the ability to put the ball on the deck this season, has really helped him out immensely. And this is his second year with the Jags. Underneath an easy bucket.
Miscommunication on defense. There was a switch, and the switcher did not call it, and the roller was all alone.
Stephen Ekwiwu with the field goal. He's a junior. Transfer from Hartford.
Watch this, the switch. Both of them went with the ball. The roller was all alone.
One of the oldest plays in basketball, the pick and pop, pick and roll. Jack Stevens, Chelsea, Michigan with the delivery. He's a freshman. Matias Zanotto.
You got to have a lot of leg strength to make that shot because you don't have any dribble. You got to jab, step, and go straight up. You got to really be strong.
Another open look for the Nighthawks. Joyner fighting for the board. And held ball, possession arrow in favor of the Nighthawks. We got a timeout on the floor. 11:38 remaining, and the Jaguars trailing by 2. You're watching Augusta University basketball on the Peachtree Sports Network.
From hot snacks to quick.
Give me one, Cam. Let's put on the show, man. I got the blood flowing early, sweating. Now we just gotta handle business, man. Watch my soul speak. You watch it. Here we go, so. Let's go.
we bring you back inside the Christenberry Fieldhouse, where Augusta Athletics Hall of Fame banquet is set May the 29th. It will be the Hall of Fame, the second edition of the Hall of Fame banquet for Augusta University Athletics. We had the honors of being a part of that last year, Lynn.
Stevens is a bombs away guy. He's one of the players on this team that can make a three.
Turn in the corner, nothing available for Mari Arnold. Now they dump it down low. Extra pass to Arnold for three. Yes. Mari Arnold, the sophomore out of Huntsville, Alabama, averages 3.8 points a game. That's his 17th made three of the year.
Coach Evans is using a lot of his second group, and I think he's going to match Coach Mitras with his substitutions in this game. So when Coach Mitras makes a shift change, looks like Coach Evans is going to come right back and do the same thing.
That was Tobias Prawl with that three-point attempt. He's another newcomer. It's your first chance to see Augusta University this year. Wasn't a part of the program last season. Terrific junior college performer, three-point specialist. Wilbur gives it up to Joyner. He's explosive. Tries to showcase that, takes it to the rack. No, Zanato couldn't keep it alive, and then kicks it off the body of a Nighthawk. It'll be Jaguar basketball. So we've seen some things early on, Coach. What do you think that the Jaguars are trying to get into offensively so far?
I went to practice yesterday, so I know exactly what they're trying to get into. They're going over all screens with White, and they're going to double on the screen. They're going under all screens on everyone else except when it's alike. In other words, a 6'5" guy and another 6'5" guy. But they've given up two baskets where nobody has communicated. Even though you're supposed to switch on likes, the back person has to call it because the front person can't see who's coming up. So it's the back person's responsibility to go, switch!
Nice look inside. That backdoor feed could have been in there a little bit longer than 3 seconds that time. Distant shot by Arnold, not good. And back the other way. Good chase down, and up the stands he goes, and he's still going.
Yep, both teams getting a little bit wild and a little bit careless right now.
A.J. Baskerville, the Hounds of the Baskerville. Look at this. Into your neighborhood, and maybe even your living room. Good job by the dance team to get out of the way. Avoid a little harm. Non-fun. Not used to seeing him this far away from the basket, but he's playing the four with Daramola on the floor. There's Pacheco, bringing one up from deep.
And that's what he does best.
Harrisonburg, Virginia's own, the freshman. Terrific season he had last year on his high school team.
You notice now that White is out of the game, they're more pivot oriented. So they went into Collin on that one in the low post. And now he's putting his first group back in. And now I think they're going to go back to the perimeter weave, high ball screens, elbow ball screens, and isolation plays for White.
The foul is committed by Daramola, who comes away with the steal. The freshman out of Nigeria. Now Daramola almost left something behind, came back for it, and got the results he was looking for.
He's going to be a good one, folks. You're just seeing the tip of the iceberg this year.
Averaging 3 points and 2 rebounds, but had a career-high 19 points versus Lander. Good wall up, but a better shot by Hawkinson.
That was a real tough shot by Hawkinson. Good for him.
Talked about his shooting percentage near 60%. He feels comfortable around the basket.
Yeah, he doesn't take any bad shots.
Macbeth in and out on the 3 ball. Right out. Extra pass. Side rim on the 3-ball. Pacheco comes around for the board. Now Pacheco looking to force the issue. It's a 3-on-4, so he'll back it up. Daramola with the quick move. Gets inside, elevates off the window, and scores. Daniel Daramola ties things up at 19.
Jaguar fans, you're looking at the postman of the future for the Jaguars.
And they throw it away, and there's a timeout on the floor. 7 minutes exactly left to play in the first half. We're deadlocked at 19. You're watching Augusta University basketball right here with Daniel Daramola on the Peachtree Sports Network. Inside Christenberry Fieldhouse, Wednesday night basketball, the final week of the month of February, which means March Madness is right around the corner. The Peach Belt Conference tournament gets underway next week at the sites of the higher seeds. And so we'll get a chance to see them up close and personal. A.J. White back on the floor. Coach, you talked about the hockey-like changes that both coaches have made with their lines, and A.J. White touching the ball here. He's gotten off to a very slow start.
He's not getting any offensive touches, and when he does, they trap him when he comes off the pick. He got this touch because he stole the ball.
Looking to penetrate, nothing available there. Colin Turner. Instead, it's right out. Donato hits the floor off to Pacheco. Hit ahead. Left side to Charlie. Back up to Pacheco. He drives, ball tapped from behind, but he gets it back. Donato ushered into the post, and they'll give it to him against the smaller defender. Over the top, and it's finished to completion. Throwing it down with the flush is Daramola.
That's a drawn-up play. That's not part of their regular offense.
Thought they were going to take advantage of the height advantage on the part of Donato, but instead they had another plan.
Here we go. Watch the weak side cut now. He's got weak side cut. Nobody's there. Bam. Watching the ball. Cardinal sin. Gotta know where your man is.
And the opening. Open man there. There's Akwiwu. Got a technical foul called on the Augusta University head coach, Demetrius. You can hear Dip from over this end. He says, whatever happened was against the rules.
Watch and see now if he's over the line when the ball hits the rim. He was on the first one. See if he holds his feet on the second one. He did.
talked about Cam Pacheco's shoe game in the past, but A.J. White may have him beat. A.J. has a look of someone who's going to an award show with those shoes. Bounce pass, left side, loose basketball. Who wants it? Yaramola had it. Got tipped away. Now the drive with 1 second on the shot clock, and they get it to fall. Chase Champion.
I believe he is the brother of the champion who was an all-conference player earlier and transferred to UT Chattanooga.
Yeah, you're talking about Frank Champion. Tremendous ball player. Was at one point the all-time leading scorer, North Georgia. A.J. White now. Has that honor. Into the post, turning, facing, can't get it up. Shot clock down to 4, elevating and knocking it home is Champion.
Well, it looks like if the Nighthawks are going to win, it's going to be because of somebody else than A.J. Because they're not going to him. The Jacks are doing a great job of not giving him any open shots or open looks.
Shot off the side rim, no good. Loose ball. And here comes Rideout again. On the attack is Champion, back to Rideout. Now A.J. trying to get into fray. Charlie is all over. He'll just pull up and knock it home.
Had his hands down, gave him about 3 feet. Can't do it. He's an assassin.
Former freshman of the year in the Peach Belt Conference, A.J. White. 52nd made 3 of the season for him. Elias Paulson. Defense coming in. Took him off his moorings. And you get a chance to see the little highlight play as A.J. White showcasing his offensive abilities. You're watching Augusta University basketball. It continues right here on the Peachtree Sports Network.
Timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your Augusta University dance team.
Augusta University on the air on the Peachtree Sports Network. Charles McNeil and Lynn Carlson. AU baseball at home on Friday, 6 p.m. They'll take on Georgia Southwestern State. Start of a weekend homestand. They'll take them on 6 p.m. Friday, then 4 p.m. on Saturday. And the series wraps up Sunday at 1 p.m. You'll be able to check that one out on the Roar Network. Elias Paulson trying to get to the basket. Goes off window, gets his own. Still with it, on the floor, needs help. Quick shot needs to be taken. Nope, they won't take it as Paulson was able to get up and get out of the way.
He's a warrior on that. Just a warrior. Got belted 2 or 3 times, never quitted.
And you remember last season, he was always on the floor.
And stayed there.
That's right. Thanks to the Alvin and Yvette Harris Sports Performance Center, a new addition here at Augusta University. Players are able to get themselves in tip-top shape to be able to go that extra mile when needed. Something you'll only find here at Augusta University.
His improvement has been more than physiological. Psychologically, he's a lot tougher than he was last year. He's a lot meaner. And he will get tougher and he will get meaner.
Tried the back door, wasn't available for Wilberg. Looked at Prawl, and now it's Joyner. Getting to the basket, kicking it. Extra pass to Prawl. Keep it around the horn. Paulson, there's a tip up. No good. Jaguars had 3 opportunities there, but couldn't cash in. 7-point game. Nighthawks with the lead. This is their largest advantage. The Jaguars had 1 lead early on of 2. Turning the corner is White, trying to get to the bucket, and he does, and scoops it with the left hand on the right side.
It's the first time that they didn't trap him coming off that double pick, and he just blazed by everybody and made a great layup.
Paulson, they reached in on the drive. So we can take another look.
Here we go. Bingo. Goodbye. Too quick. Speed kills.
So whose responsibility is that, Coach?
The responsibility is on the man guarding the picker. He's got to step out and make him go sideways and then allow the White's defensive man to catch up to him. If you don't, he's just too fast. You won't catch him.
Evan Joyner trying to get to the baseline.
You know, he reminds me an awful lot of KJ, not KJ, but Keyshawn Sherrill. But Keyshawn was 20 pounds heavier. And one of the reasons he's had so much success in Europe is Keyshawn can take the hits. He can take the pounding. And that's going to be AJ's biggest problem when he goes to Europe to play is will he be able to take the punishment?
There's a newcomer making his presence known. That's Tobias Prawl, the junior out of Trenton, who gets on the board. Transfer from Southeast Arkansas. Had 23 earlier this season versus Reinhardt.
She had a good finish now. A little clock management. Don't do anything silly.
Lefty layup off the window. Paulson head to the line. This will be the first attempts at the line for the Jaguars.
Here, Paulson going right, next to goes back left, heaves it up with his left hand. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Showcasing that strength, that additional strength you spoke of.
Best game I've ever seen him play was against Aiken. He took such a tremendous beating, and he never flinched, and had a great offensive night.
That foul that sent Elias Paulson to the line, usually reliable free throw shooter who shoots it 76% on the season. That was just the 8th foul of the game. AJ. Ooh, close to a goaltending situation there. Non-fawn, high above the rim. Paulson rises and fires. Back iron, Joyner with the board. Joyner sizes up the defender, kicks it out. Checo. Now he gets it back. And his pocket is picked. Here comes AJ. Gets to the bucket. Right hand too strong. Rebound, shot up and down.
That was all White. He just blew by about 3 Jaguars, put it on the glass. A trailer got the rebound and scored.
A.J. Baskerville, young man out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, 6'6". Transferred in from Montreat. That was the second foul assessed against Baskerville, so he'll have to have a seat. Driving hard to the rack. Nothing available there. Final seconds of the opening half and a foul out on the perimeter.
No need for that foul. He was off balance. He was on the sideline, going too fast.
North Georgia. Timeout, North Georgia.
Timeout on the floor. Dip Demetrius having an opportunity to talk with the officials. Of course, Dip in his 22nd season, 601 victories, having picked up win 600 on the road and his 601st on homecoming this past Saturday versus Middle Georgia.
Yeah, he's had a tremendous career here, and his coaching ability can't be judged by what's going on this year. He's had a plethora of injuries to his team. Frankly, his team is just too young. And he'll live through it. Next year, they'll be much, much better.
Yeah, the experience that they've got this season playing against some of the best competition the Peach Belt Conference has to offer should bode well for them going into the new season as they learn more about each other. Only one player, if all of them stay together, only one player, and that would be Evan Joyner, will leave the program due to graduation and or a lack of eligibility in this instance.
I think they call a foul here on the inbound positioning for the post player.
Augusta's 15th foul. Checking back in the game for the Jaguars, Kendon Wilbur.
No harm. Nobody shoots. They don't need to give up a basket right here. The baskets have been too hard to come by in this game.
They made an adjustment, 5.3 seconds left, inbounds, layup by Rideout, no good, and there's a foul, late whistle. That might go against Wilbur. And then Wilbur
he got all alone on this. I don't know how he missed it.
So just a moment ago.
We'll find out right now. He got bumped low, but, you got to make that shot. Neither team is really lighting up the Christenberry Fieldhouse so far.
Again, they had to, not that they're not used to, but they had to sit around for a while.
Yes.
As the women's game, the last minute or so took extended period of time, and I know they were lathered up and ready to go. I saw Daniel Daramola before the game. He really had worked up a lather. And again, this game means so much as we touched on at the Open.
It does. And I'm interested to see what they run now. 3.2 seconds. The other end of the floor, are they going to run the check play? Or are they going to run the Gonzaga play? Or are they going to run the Duke play with the Christian Laettner? So you got check, Christian Laettner, and Gonzaga. One of those three.
On the D1 level, all have been highly successful. Jaguars attempted the Christian Laettner play in the most recent game we saw to Louis Nonfon, but it was overthrown. And here we go. Looks like it's going to be the Laettner.
It's a Laettner play.
And once again, it didn't work out. Half-court heave at the buzzer. Just off the front iron by A.J. White. So that concludes our first half of basketball inside the Christenberry Fieldhouse. The Jaguars found themselves behind early, made a spirited run to take a 2-point lead, and now trail at the break by 9. Halftime report comes your way in just a few moments. So let's talk a little bit about what you saw, Lynn, in that first half of play. What inspired you to give you thoughts that the Jaguars can make a comeback in the second half?
Well, they're playing very hard. They're just not making any baskets. What they're doing really well is they put the clamps on White. You've got to keep them out of the game in transition. They haven't got many transition baskets. They've done a pretty good job on trapping them on the pick and roll, and it's been the ancillary or the role players that have got the Nighthawks into the lead here at halftime. So that part's good. On the other part, somebody from the Jags has got to make a basket besides Paulson. So Darren Muller's made a couple of nice hoops. Paulson's made a couple of nice hoops. But, you know, the Jaguars play 10 guys, and at least 5 or 6 of them have got to get in the scoring column and make a dent.
Halftime report is up next. Evan Joyner feature right around the corner. You're watching Augusta University basketball on the Peachtree Sports Network.
From my previous school, North Carolina A&T, and Coach Zach actually DM'd me on Twitter, and he set up a phone call with myself and himself, me, and Dip, and we talked, scheduled a visit. I came, I liked what I heard, I liked what I saw, so I ended up committing pretty much on the spot. Naturally, it just gets the best out of you at the end of the day, because that's what all he wants. He might not go about it the way people be like, oh, he's being too hard, but he's just trying to make sure you're being the best you could possibly be. When it first happened, I tried to play through it, but then it just didn't get better at all. So I was like, let's go to the doctor, and then I got the news. I'm like, okay, half the season's better than no season. At the end of the day, that's the game I love, and you got to have fun playing it. And I've been playing it for my whole life, so having it taken away from me, I'm like, okay, yes. So when I get back, I have to really have fun out there. When everybody came on campus, I'm like, I said my age, they're like, sheesh, you're really old. And I'm like, but yeah. And then I hear them talk that they were born 70 years. I'm like, yeah, I've been in college for way too long. And literally just tell them what I learned throughout my journey, and so that way they don't have to kind of figure it out on their own and go through it themselves. They see somebody that's done it, and okay, they can maybe pick up on things earlier than I would have. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking these past couple of weeks, just trying to put it all together and come to terms with it that it's coming to an end shortly. You kind of know when you know it's time, and I think it's about time to be done.
I got a good feeling about today, man. You gotta give me one, Cam. Let's put on the show, man. I got the blood flowing early, sweating. Now we just gotta handle business, man. Watch my soul speak. You watch it. Here we go, Tony. Let's go.
Y'all, I'm fully convinced that thrifting is the way to go. I got all of these pieces and only spent $10 because I traded in my old clothes and got store credits from Uptown Cheapskate. This cardigan is perfect to layer on top of other pieces. It's still new with tags. I picked up this really cute dress that's perfect for date night or just a night out. This top, the color is everything for fall this year. So I paired this top with a really cute pair of flare jeans, added in some kitten heels to elevate the look. All from Uptown Cheapskate. Bye!
Discover unparalleled event spaces at the Augusta Marriott in Augusta, Georgia. From intimate boardrooms to expansive conference halls, our versatile venues cater to every occasion. With dozens of modern, flexible rooms, state-of-the-art amenities, and dedicated event staff, we ensure your meetings.
And we're back inside of the Christenberry Fieldhouse. Halftime report continues, and what a great feature we had on Evan Joyner, young man who has meant a lot to the program in just a couple of seasons, Coach.
Yes, he's had an impact on the court and off the court. He's, I wouldn't say he's the father figure, obviously, but he's the big brother to a lot of these youngsters. And he's very mature. He's a graduate student, very well spoken. And when things get a little bit squirrely in practice, he'll settle them down. That takes a lot of pressure off of Dip and Zach, where they don't have to be chewing them out all the time. And,
yeah, a lot of the freshmen, I was going to say, when we visited with him after the game, our last game, senior day, as well as the homecoming festivities, he talked about the fact that Coach Dip Mitras spoke to the fact that he has been that glue guy, the guy that keeps the players together, and a lot of the younger guys look at him if they don't know where they should be on the floor and things like that. He's able to direct them in the right space. Yeah,
his father's a basketball coach. He's got a high basketball IQ. So and Dip is a pattern coach. So with all the different plays and all the different formation, Evan picks him up real quickly, and if the player doesn't know where to go, he corrects him and gets him there in the correct way. Players do not like to take criticism from other players. However, Evan has a real gentle way of doing it, so it works for him.
No question about it. It was great meeting his family as well, and I know wherever they may be watching tonight, they are proud of their son and what he's been able to do for Augusta University. Not done yet, as we get a chance to take a look at some of the things that matter if you're trying to survive and advance. And let's start with the series history between these two. It's been a long history, 33 all-time meetings between these two. The Jaguars lead the series 21-11. That series, of course, most recently dating back to the 2005 campaign, but Augusta University finds a way to get it done time and time again when they face this North Georgia team. They're going to have to work really hard to do it this time, as North Georgia has won 7 consecutive coming in. Jaguars winners of 3 consecutive. The first meeting this year, Augusta won it 83-72 up at Dahlonega. Elias Paulson had 27 points, Evan Joyner 23, Matthias Zanato had 10 points as well, and the Jaguars shot 49% in that game.
And therein lies the tale of two games. They made buckets in the first game, and they're not making any buckets right now. So they've got to score. And historically this year, when the Jaguars have not scored from outside, it hasn't been a very favorable result. And they haven't been making any outside baskets tonight.
So let's take a look as to why they need to score the basket as we take a look at the standings, and we have an updated score for you as well. As you see, Lander, with a chokehold over the conference, barring a pair of losses and Columbus State victories, they will be the number 1 seed with an opportunity to host all the way through. Columbus State in that second place position, USC Buford in the third place slot, followed by the North Georgia team that we face today. Then it's Georgia College State, Georgia Southwestern State, as well as Flagler. Then it's Augusta and USC Aiken, 2 rivals with a single game separating them in the win column. But right now it's Georgia Southwestern with a 33-29 halftime lead. So if they win that game, they're 10-9, breaking that tie with Flagler. And it also could spell doom for USC Aiken, who finds themselves at 6 and would be 13. When we come back, we've got a whole lot more coming your way, including news and notes. We'll take a look at everything that matters to you. This is Jaguar Basketball on the Peachtree Sports Network. Both teams back on the floor as they prepare for second half action. Time for your news and notes around the Peach Belt Conference. Jaguar basketball here on the Peachtree Sports Network. And congratulations goes out to a Lander product that we've seen here earlier this season, Coach.
Yes, and what's interesting about Lander, we may end up playing them if we get into the postseason tournament. And you say, well, that's bad. They're the number one team. But we had a 6-point lead with about 10 seconds to go up at Lander. We gave that game away. So we're capable of beating them if we have to. And you can see Paulson's been player of the week and A.J. White has been player of the week. So two of the players of the week are actually competing in this game. And White's had a good defensive job done on him. And Elias has been able to force up some shots and get to the free throw line. But the Jags got to make some buckets. They have 24 points right now. 2 times 24 is 48. And 48 points is not going to win this game.
You're absolutely right about that. Elias actually getting his second Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week honor this season. So congratulations certainly goes out to him as he's been on a tear. 38 points versus Aiken on Valentine's Day, and then back that up with a 20-point performance against Clayton State. Part of that 3-game win streak for the Jags as they brought themselves into tonight's action. So looking to keep the winning ways going. What do they need to do as we take a look at some of the highlights to figure out how they can get it done?
Well, they just need, defensively, I think they're okay. They just need to make some baskets, and some of their ancillary players have to make baskets. So only 6 players for them scored that half, and 8 players scored for North Georgia. So you can see there, North Georgia has players scoring and making baskets that don't normally score for them because they've done a good job on Colin Turner and a good job on A.J. White. So basketball is indeed a team game. And when your main players aren't producing, then these role players have to step up and make some baskets. There's no kind way to say it, but they've just got to make some baskets. They've got to convert some shots.
Evan Joyner showing some ways, and then Tobias Prawl. So the Jaguars have had their own version of players that might not have been expected to do a lot of work, but it's the reliable ones. Elias Paulson with 8 points and A.J. White with 9 to lead the way for their respective squads. As you see the shooting in that first half, Coach, 50% for North Georgia. They've gotten a lot of open looks, and the Jaguars shooting at 31%.
Yeah, neither team is shooting particularly well from the 3-ball, and there haven't been a lot of free throws made. And the comment was made here on the bench that, gee, this game is going quickly. There's not a lot of fouls being called. As the season progresses, the referees let more and more go. And for those of you who watch NCAA basketball and the championships and everything, by the time the season gets to the Final Four and the Elite Eight, it's a bloodbath out there. So they want the players to decide the game. They don't want referees to decide the game.
6 total free throws in the first half. I don't think we've seen that all season. Second half is underway from the Christenberry Fieldhouse in Augusta, Georgia. Augusta University currently the 8th seed. And this North Georgia team looking to get one of those top 3 seeds. Jump hook no good. Daramola, same starting lineup that began the contest. Non-Font at the 4, Daramola at the 5. Pacheco began the season as a shooting guard. Preston the service as the point guard. The original 2 starting point guard and backup went down to injury. Non-Font races to the hole, but goes in too strong, regains, and the Jaguars will have another attempt. Pacheco. Elias Paulson off the pump. Pulls up and champion's face. Rebound, Daramola. He elevates. There's a whistle and the foul. So the Jaguars hitting the boards. I would imagine Demetrius said, pound the boards. Crash the glass.
Yeah, hopefully if you're not making the outside shot or the intermediate shot, maybe you can make the inside shot or get fouled. That was the case on this play.
This young man was the captain of his high school team, Daniel Daramola, out of Green Forest.
If the Jags are eventually going to win this game, though, somebody's going to have to start making baskets from either the intermediate area or the three-ball area. They can't come back solely on baskets made from 3-4 feet around the basket.
65% free throw shooter. And he gets a kind roll. The home rim roll working for Daramola on both free throws. And the Jaguars have cut the deficit to 7. A.J. White out there on the floor with Jameel Rideout. Chase Champion joins him. Zach Hawkinson. And that man, Colin Turner, goes in with the left hook, and it's nice.
Soft left hand. He made a right hand in the hook in the first half. And for those of you who can't see how big he is really thick. He's a big, big man.
You heard the expression, he's a load, and that's Colin Turner. Charlie McBeth.
And that's just what the doctor ordered. That's the kind of baskets we need to come back.
McBeth, the freshman out of Sydney, 1 for 6 shooting in the first half. He's got 5.
He's got soft hands for a big man. You know, he's obviously not very fast, but gosh, he's got soft hands.
So quick 4, he's got 6. Fans were asking for a travel on Turner that last time. The official in front of us did a little dance step to kind of symbolize what he saw. Daramola had a good look with his left hand. Came up just a little bit short. Little passing game. Late whistle. We'll go against Daniel.
You know, one of the things I like about A.J. White that we'll get to it in a second. Watch how soft this shot is. That's nice. Go back to White. He's not forcing anything. He's not getting any shots, but he's not forcing anything. And that's a sign of a mature player.
Champion goes back in the backcourt to get it. Now A.J. working against the Jaguars. Nice split. And Daramola picks up a foul.
But he had to split the trap to get open. That was a perfect example of how the trap is taking away his jump shot.
That's his third personal. Ooh.
Very deliberate, very patient.
Hawkinson gets it down low to Champion to Turner. Turner with the pump fake. Goes up, rejected by Nonfon.
Actually, he was fouled earlier on the catch and no call, and but they called this. There's where he was fouled, right there. And then he got fouled again.
Yeah, they called it on Daniel.
But the first one, he wasn't shooting.
They gave it to Daniel. That's number 4. And now Matias Zanato will have to come in, the Argentinian.
You know, if the fouls keep going the way they're going, we may see a little bit of Ollie tonight.
Came out of Oliver Lucas, the Canadian. Jaguars basketball program, a true United Nations out there. We've got players from all over the globe. Bounce pass to Nonfon, the German. Elias tried to bounce pass and they anticipated by Rideout. He feints the pass, now he brings it up the middle. Kicks it off. Hawkinson tries to find Turner, ball deflected out of bounds, Jaguar basketball. An 11-point game, Coach. Jaguars were down by 9, so.
You know, sometimes 11 points is not that much, but in a game like this, where nobody's making any baskets, 11 points is a lot of points.
I think in terms of the Nighthawks' ability to get scoring going in their most recent game, the victory by 20 over Flagler Saturday, as Donato knocks it home. They scored 43 points in the second half, 30 in the final 10 minutes of the game. So they can have flashes of brilliance. Now, conversely, the Jaguars in this 3-game win streak, we've seen them on a couple of occasions have some nice runs.
They sure have.
Great defensive stop there by Donato. Here it comes our way. And Coach just calmly sat right there and let it slide by. We've got a timeout on the floor. 15:24 left to play in regulation. The Jaguars trailing by 9. You're watching Augusta University basketball right here on the Peachtree Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, your AU dance team.
Back inside of the Christenberry Fieldhouse in Augusta, Georgia. Peach Belt Conference basketball Wednesday night affair. North Georgia and Augusta out of Central Georgia, or East Central Georgia to be exact. Right here on the border with South Carolina. Matias, height advantage across the defender. Now it's Prawl for 3. Ball tipped in the air and taken out by Baskerville.
That went halfway in and came out.
Bounce pass in the post. Elevating is Turner, and he throws in the soft hook.
Yeah, I made the comment earlier, for a man of his girth, his hands, let's get the hands of a piano player.
There's a steal. Chase Champion working against Wilberg. The redshirt freshman commits the foul to avoid the easy bucket.
Well, Champion made it. Champion makes a big mistake here. See right over here, White's all alone. He needed to throw it back to White for the layup.
What a shot by Isaiah. Our cameraman underneath took a licking and kept on ticking.
He's getting hazard pay, special forces.
Number 22 came Pacheco, and number 0, the senior, Evan Joyner.
Chase Champion taking care of business at the free throw line. Oh, that is a foul called against Champion. Forced the turnover.
Good job of patience against their press on that.
Official forced the official's hand. He had to call that. Champion picks up number 3. He's going to have a seat, become an assistant coach to Coach Evans. 13-point deficit. Charlie for 3. Lances off the rim. And now they're running. AJ, free throw line. Front iron, rebounded, Baskerville, and he throws it away. Now it's Kroll. He's got a lot of speed. Against speed, he gets to the bucket. No. Now Jamil, right out with the yo-yo. Cross-court pass, now the drive and the dunk. Collins with the flush.
We had our opportunities. We had 2 trips down the court. We just kept on missing shots.
15-point deficit. Must-win situation that is for the Jaguars. Zanato. Fall away.
2 in a row from that exact same spot.
He's got game, Coach.
More skilled than he is physical. When his body catches up to his skill, he's going to be a heck of a player.
He's got his work cut out for him right here. Turner fighting for the rebound. Pacheco sees the whole floor, needs a cutter. It's Charlie. Charlie elevates, gets inside, misses. AJ.
He's going to go right by him.
And AJ left. Oh, looked like he left that one going.
In the game for the Nighthawks, number 2, Jojo Peterson.
Turns on the Jets. Oh.
And number 4, Jamari Arnold.
Just an excellent feed on the part of Zach, of Jake Stevens.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where the pass made the play. Penetration, nice dish. Here we go.
We have a challenge called by Dip Mitchell for the out-of-bounds play at 12:49.
So we've got a official timeout on the floor. Coach Dip Mitchell with a challenge on the out-of-bounds. Let's take another look.
I don't know if this is enough, but here we go. I see what he's saying. Did anybody hit it after AJ went? We need the angle from underneath the basket on that. From where we're sitting, we're in the dark.
Yeah, the situation was AJ was on the attack, and as he began to go to the basket, there was a defender that closed out on him. And when that defender closed out, he made contact with the ball.
They didn't call a foul, so he would have had to make contact with the ball, or it's a good. Here we go. We're going to get the look right now. Nope. That's off of AJ.
Officials will get the same angles we had. One more time. And that's AJ when he brought his hands together. The ball
went off his forearm.
One more time. Super slow-mo. You can only get it right here on the Peachtree Sports Network.
Ball has been overturned. His challenge. White ball.
Jaguar basketball. The ball was overturned. And Dip Matris with a successful challenge will get the possession, and maybe that can light a fire under his Jaguars. 13-point game. Mark that down, Coach. 12:49 left. And a freshman on the floor for the Jaguars for the first time. That's Deron Dunbar. the freshman out of North Augusta, South Carolina.
Well, we need buckets, and he can make them.
Last year, he led his team to a state championship appearance. Made it to the finals, only to lose that contest. He is a scorer. Shot goes up, push from behind with Prawl underneath.
Got a push in the back. Kudos to our replay people on that out-of-bounds play. What a great job.
Donato carving out some space. And Baskerville holding him down. Oh, no.
That's his first. The team's fourth.
Stephen Akwiwu picks up the personal. He and Donato really going at one another. Elias. Turning the corner is Dunbar. Elias inside, elevates off the window, misses, gets his own. Second opportunity, somehow gets in.
Second effort.
So the reserve unit on the floor for Dan Evans and North Georgia. Mari Arnold, Akwiwu gets it underneath, kicks it out on the wing. Jake can't make it work. Mr. Stevens misfires. Pacheco, Prawl has it. Bring it up top. And there was a reach in inside and contact against North Georgia. We'll sort things out when we return. 11:36 left to play in regulation. The Jaguars trailing by 11. You're watching Augusta University basketball on the Peachtree Sports Network.
I'm Mr. Chico Stick. I wanna oh, cause you so thick. Girls call me Charlie Rancher, oh, cause I stay so. You get a long time, oh my God, girl, this ain't a dance floor, this a candy store. And I'm really geeked up, and I got control. Oh, I pop, I roll, it's soft. I know it's the summertime, but your left is happy, got me flow. Get loose, oh, get low, don't be shy, I'm playful. I know you wanna ride, you a star, and it shows. What's happening? What's up? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Shake that.
Back inside of the Christenberry Fieldhouse. It is the home of the Jaguars on Wednesday night college basketball. Augusta University trailing by 11. Rival North Georgia. And the Jaguars with possession of the basketball. Paulson with 18 on the shot clock. Works it around the horn. Now he'll look to drive. Nothing available. Goes to Pacheco. Donato hit two from there. Now another fall away. Front iron no good.
You keep waiting for somebody to break out, somebody to have a good night, somebody to make a couple of baskets in a row. And heretofore, it's just been very, very quiet. And North Georgia isn't exactly lighting up the gymnasium either.
Second half shooting. North Georgia, 44%. And that'll improve with that layup.
They've got a big advantage in points in the paint.
Hawkinson. Yeah, paint points 22 to 14 before that basket. As Prawl, just outside of the paint, scores there.
Yeah, Toby's capable of getting on the string and knocking down some three-pointers.
Just needs more looks, more opportunities to knock down shots. AJ looking for the answer. Rebounded by the freshman, Dunbar. Dunbar wide open. Jerron Dunbar.
Maybe he'll be the one. He can make buckets.
I can see his mom up there. She's so excited. Dunbar's 13th made three of the season. And as the Jaguars were ready to bust out after the defensive stand by Zanato, a whistle means a foul against Augusta.
I thought for a minute they were going to let that go, and if they let that go, they're letting everything go.
Foul on Augusta's Matias Zanato. His first. It's Augusta's fifth.
But the offensive player made no effort to avoid the defensive player either. You know, I'm going to smash into you, and let's see what they call. And then the defensive player smashes him back, and for a while, nothing was going to be called, and then they call that.
Matias talking to the shooter. Didn't deter him from knocking it home.
Back in the game for the Jaguars on 24.
Akwiwu.
Number 0, Evan Joyner. Number 7, Daniel Daramola. Number 5, Charlie McBeth. And number
Leading
11,
scorer is only
Kendon Wilbur.
one player on each side with double figures in this game. Turner with 12. He's got 2 rebounds as well. And Elias Paulson with 10, along with 4 boards.
You know, we sit here, we just keep waiting for somebody to get on the streak. An explosion, get the crowd in the game.
There's tons of time, Coach.
Yep.
Just under 10 minutes left, midway through the second half. We gave you an update a little earlier. Georgia Southwestern and Aiken. Aiken with a small lead in that one. As they're about the same point in this contest as Evan Joyner tickling the twine.
See if we can get a stop here.
Joyner's second field goal of the ball game. There's another inside foul against the Jaguars.
Well, we had somebody hit the deck, and the rebounder who had a layup couldn't shoot it because somebody was laying on the floor. Non-fan was laying on the floor, and then he pushed on the rebound.
Yeah, you can see it very easily. Isaiah was all over the shot there. Hawkinson. This is right out. Now Turner against Daramola, and a steal by the guard coming in from behind, Wilberg. Joyner outside Wilberg. They wanted Nonfon to turn the corner, blow by that defender. Now Joyner will do it. Get to the rack. Oh, Turner comes over, swipes it away, and goes to get it.
What a terrific block.
Champion gets it in the left wing corner. Now drive. Champion to the bucket.
Champion's had an impact in this game.
Yeah, young man who averages under 6 points a game has come on strong in this one.
He's played good defense, too.
He's got 7. Extends the lead back out to 10. Shot clock at 5. Joyner's got to do something. Joyner at the free throw line. Spins. Got to put it up. 1 second. Front iron no good. Tipped away and out of bounds off the Jaguars. Timeout on the floor. 7:38 left to play. Augusta University trying trying to make a run, but they're having some difficulty because the defense is stifling.
What a block.
You're watching Augusta University basketball on the Peachtree Sports Network.
At Augusta University, we're loaded with all-American talent, incredible strength, and exceptional hands. But here at Augusta University, we measure talent a little differently. We beat opponents who don't play fair and fight against all odds, not for trophies or titles,
but for victories that really matter.
Augusta University, changing the game and saving lives.
Augusta University shooting 35% from the floor here in the second half, 32% for the game. And that's not enough against one of the top 4 teams in the Peach Belt Conference in North Georgia as they trail by 10 with 7:38 left to play. He's the Hall of Famer, Len Carlson. I'm Charles McNeil. Special thanks to Kevin Feigl, our stage manager, and the entire hard-working Roar Network production team, led by the incomparable Thomas Mitchell. Glad to be bringing you this exclusive coverage of Jaguar basketball on the Peachtree Sports Network. In the post, Colin Turner, 7 on the shot clock. Out it goes to Rideout for 3.
It's about either the third or fourth one of those he's made.
Rideout making his third, coach. You're absolutely right. 10 points now. He joins double-digit club. Jerron Dunbar off balance.
Big man sweeping the boards.
Champion. Right out. Turns the corner. Picks it out. Now the drive. Inside. Rejected. A foul on the play against Augusta.
It's very interesting that the players that have beaten the Jags right now are the players that we would least expect. Nice pump fake, gets picked up, gets fouled on the body.
But it goes back to what you said at halftime. You know, there's no iron team, and so the teammates are picking up their star. And Champion being one of those guys is certainly showcasing his abilities.
You know, and you have to give White credit. He is not pouting out there. He's playing hard on D. He's not taking any bad shots. He's blending. He's blending into the offense. You know, if they're going to take his game away, they're going to give something up. And he's willing to, he wants to win.
Yeah, Chase Champion having a gold medal performance in this one, coming off the Olympics, the Winter Olympics just wrapping up. He's perfect from the field, both free throws and field goals. 7 for 7 in this game. And that one kicked out of bounds. That's a benefit to the Jaguars, JoJo Peterson. Dunbar around the corner, finds his man. Donato unable to capitalize on his open look. So the Jaguars have to lock down defensively. Toby Prawl guarding the man himself. Now on the wing, they'll kick it back up top.
They missed that call. They missed, he got fouled.
Coach Evans.
And he's not complaining. Hats off to the guy. He got fouled, lost the ball, and he's not complaining.
Coach Evans getting after the official who he felt missed the call on this end. And official telling him to calm down. Charlie back on the floor for the first time in a minute. Now Daramola, starting unit, back on the floor for the Jaguars. That one is tipped out of bounds. And North Georgia will pick up the personal foul.
That's his second, the team's sixth foul. At the line for Augusta.
It's only his second foul for the big fella. If they keep him on the floor, that's a real plus for the Nighthawks because he's sweeping the boards and he's taking up a lot of space in there.
So Daramola at the line where he's perfect 3 for 3. Elias Paulson, no. 2 Jaguars fighting for it. Rebound, too strong. Daramola with the left hand, count the basket, and a foul. Perseverance.
God, there's a lot of banging going on. Nobody can complain. Wait till we see the replay on this. Here we go. Up once and twice. And up again, and actually that was about the third or fourth shot up there.
Yeah, between Lewis and Daniel. And now they get a 5-point play, does the Jaguars. Exactly what the doctor ordered there, and we've got a 10-point game.
Yeah, if they're going to have a sprint, now's the time. Better late than never.
How do you chop down a 10-point lead with 5 minutes left, Coach? How do you get 10 off the board with 5 minutes remaining?
Make baskets.
All right, let's see if we can do that. Driving to the lane.
And don't foul.
We're talking about a North Georgia team that in this contest are 8 for 9 from the stripe.
You know, the Jags have got a lot of shots. They've attempted about 13 more shots than the Nighthawks have.
That's what we saw in the women's game. 71 shots for Celeste Stewart's team.
But you got to make them. You know, that's the whole key. You know, you can sit here and come up with some big flowery speech, but the bottom line is you got to make baskets to win this game. That's why it's called basketball.
18 makes in over 50 attempts for the Jaguars. Not a winning formula, but there's still time. Cross court, Charlie, wide open, 3-pointer on the way. Another miss for the Jaguars.
Now we'll see what they do for clock management.
Unofficially 4 of 18 of the Jags, 4 of 21 to be exact. In the words of my buddy Joe Namath, they're struggling.
That was the move of the game right there. I didn't think he could spin that quick.
He anticipated the pass and made the play that was needed. Now Elias Paulson gets inside the paint where Turner's stopping him. Throws it up. Ball deflected out of bounds. Off the hands of Hawkinson will remain Jaguar basketball. We've got our final media timeout. 3:55 left.
Here we go, folks. Watch this spin. Whoop! Right in there. And we'll be right back on the Peachtree Sports Network.
must-win situation for the Jaguars. They've got to win this contest, as this is the final opportunity to stake their claim for that 8th slot in the upcoming Peach Belt Conference tournament. Dip Matris has never had a losing season as head coach, 601 victories in his illustrious 30-year career. Daniel Daramola to the bucket, left hand. Oh, soft floater there.
Great move.
Incredible move. The teardrop makes it a 12-point game. Right out. Bounce pass underneath. The layup. Count it. And a foul.
That's a dagger right there. In order for the Jags to pull a victory out of this game after that, it's a nice pass right here. Bingo. Left-handed bounce pass. We didn't get back on defense. That was it. The Jaguars would have to do a whole bunch of things right, and the Nighthawks would have to do a whole bunch of things wrong to pull this game out.
In the right wing corner, kicking it out up top. Charlie McBeth explodes to the bucket with the left hand. Charlie's been sitting over there storing up his energy for a late run for the Jaguars.
Let's hope it's not too little too late.
As you say, got to stop him on the defensive end. Charlie.
And this is going to put him in the two-shot thing. Whenever he did nice left hand, nobody picked him up.
At the line for the Nighthawks, Jamil right out.
It's making baskets when the game is in question as compared to making baskets when the game is not in question.
Back again for Augusta, Matias Donato.
I'm feared that these last 3 minutes could take a long time if we get into one of those foul deals where they get fouled every time.
So right out. Does what was necessary at the free throw line. Linus Paulson. Pacheco. Down low to Zanato. Nice look into Charlie. Charlie will reset. 5 seconds. Elbow three is good. Did not blow any kisses after that three. He's had a reputation.
There's work to be done.
Crossover dribble. Bounce pass to the top. Now the drive. In the painted area. Charlie tried to wall up there and see who they called that one on.
A high bounce pass. And a travel and a foul.
So Charlie leaned a little bit. Had good positioning.
Well, they could help us here by not making their free throws. Just don't know if there's enough ticks on the clock left.
I think there's just enough, Coach. 2:12 left. Veteran coach like Dip Matris recognizing the importance of this one. It's possible. It can be done. We've seen it before. Jaguars' lowest point total this season was 56 versus Flagler. Standing on 52 right now. North Georgia came in averaging 77 points a game.
In football, you always hear the commentators saying that this game was really a grind. This game was really a grind.
No doubt. Pacheco cashing in at the free throw line. He's got 5. Ten-point game. Chase champion.
Are they going to go 4 corner? No, they're going to go flat 4. And then call for a pick and roll for him at the end.
Doesn't need a pick. Just go to the basket.
Just too fast. Just too quick.
Daramola went up for the block. And all A.J. wanted was contact. And that's his 5th.
So what they're going to do now for the rest of the game is they're going to put their entire team on the baseline. And then they're going to put A.J. out at the Jaguar head, give him the ball, and then with the 10 seconds or so left on the shot clock, they're going to run somebody out, and A.J. White's going to do his disappearing act.
A.J. White, perfect 4 for 4 from the line. 66-54, 12-point game. Jaguars need a 3 ball on this possession. Donato, Charlie for 3. Too strong. Crawl fighting for the loose ball. Held ball, the possession arrow will be in favor of the team in blue. So 91 seconds left. Potentially 91 seconds left in the season for the Jaguars.
Here we go. Watch him flatten out on the other end. All the way to the baseline. Now he's going to kill it out there, and they'll run somebody up. Here he comes. And there he goes.
From way downtown, he puts the Jaguars to bed on that shot attempt right there. Huge jumper, 15-point game with 1 minute remaining.
1 minute remaining.
Charlie, Donato, long, Elias, left hand, good. Elias Paulson came in, leading scorer for the Jaguars, 2-time Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week. But his performance outshined by the team performance of the Nighthawks on this occasion, as they needed a win themselves to have any shot at the top 3 seeds.
Here he comes off the pick. There's no help. Good night. Good night.
Right out.
You know, I like him for a bunch of reasons. I like his demeanor. He took a lot of hits tonight. He didn't have a particularly good night. Never complained. Never talked to the referees. Just played, blended in, and then when they needed him at the end, he did his thing. He's still going to end up with about 20 points.
Yeah, with that late run, he's got 14. And right out trying to dribble out the clock, and he will. The guys from North Georgia took the 2.5-hour drive down to Augusta and came away with a victory as they won in impressive fashion, 71-56, Coach.
Yes, and 56 points is not going to beat anybody in a game in the shot clock era. Back in the old days when you could eat the ball for 2-3 minutes at a time maybe, but not today.
Thanks, Coach, for your work tonight. That wraps up our coverage on the Peachtree Sports Network. For those watching online, stay tuned for the post-game show. You're watching Augusta University basketball. night in the big state of Georgia. Go Jags. All right, so now we are here for the post-game festivities. The coach and I, to break things down for you, our all-star staff did a miraculous job throughout the night. Fantastic coverage, great pictures, switching, replays, you name it. We had it all for you tonight. And we also have, unfortunately, a final score that will not be pleasing to Jaguar fans. Aiken, in come-from-behind fashion, victorious 80-79 against Georgia Southwestern State University, and it's over. Aiken 17-12 with their win. Augusta 7-13 with this loss, so Clayton State has to beat Aiken, and the other things would need to happen in order for AU to get in. It will be slim pickings in all likelihood, Coach. We have to sit back and wait until late Saturday or early Saturday evening to figure out if the Jaguars will get that phone call that they're going to Lander or or Columbus State, depending on who winds up winning the regular season #1 seed.
Yeah, in all likelihood, I don't think they'll be going anywhere, but I hope they do. And anything can happen in this game, and you can't predict who's going to beat who. There can be injuries. There can be off nights like tonight. We had uncharacteristically poor shooting performance by the Jags tonight. We didn't win, and we didn't deserve to win. And you're the statistics guy, and when you look at the statistics, they didn't commit a lot of turnovers. They did a good job of rebounding. They got plenty of shots. They went to the free throw line as much as the other team went to the free throw line. They just didn't make any baskets.
It was just, again, it was similar to the women's game. The women had shots. They had opportunities early in their game. Their issue was more early than late, and the Jaguars more late than early, but still, it was one of those situations. The shots were there. This is our practice facility. This is not just the place we play home games. It's our practice facility. So if anybody knows the sight lines, anybody knows how to get the ball in the basket, it should be us, right?
Exactly.
So how do you explain it?
I explain it, I don't know if it's psychological or physiological. In order to make a shot, you have to believe you can make a shot. And not only did we miss baskets tonight, but did you notice how badly we missed baskets tonight? And that's psychological, because they weren't forcing them. They weren't taking shots they shouldn't take. And in order to be great at this game, in order to be good at this game, you have to believe that you are good and that you can perform, and that pressure is your friend and not your enemy. And as the season stretches out, the youth of these fellas may wear on them, and mentally it just might be at the point where they say, hey, we don't have it. We're not good enough. And I hope it's not that way, because they're young, and next year they're all going to be different people. They're going to be stronger. They're going to be more mature. They're going to be more confident. And you add a couple of pieces to this puzzle, and the whole situation could be turned around. But when you looked at that team tonight, you look at a team that really tried, but didn't accomplish hardly anything offensively.
It's been a tough season, to say the least. I mean, again, we know, and we've talked about it, Demetrius is a perfectionist.
Yes.
You know, he wants the best. He's seen the best. He's coached the best. He's won every time, every season here in Augusta until this one. And you would think that because of that standard he set, the players were trying to aspire to it. And as you said, maybe they ran out of gas because trying to reach that bar that's been set by all of the greats that they see as they enter the gym and as they exit the gym every day. There's the big sign that has all the accomplishments of all the men's basketball players that have come up, and when our women leave the other side, they see the same thing on that side with all the women's players, that maybe the weight is just too much.
It is. And I think this season weighed very heavily on Dick. And I think emotionally it took a toll on him, because he's not accustomed to losing, and he's not accustomed to losing the way they lost this year. So many games that they should have won and didn't win. That takes a tremendous psychological toll. And basketball, when you're losing or you're not performing up to your standards, can almost make you crazy. I know. The last year I played, I retired after my 6th knee operation, and I was taking steroid injections just about before every game, and I just couldn't do what I wanted to do, and it was about a 60-game season, and after the last game, I was ready for an insane asylum. I mean, you could have put me in a straitjacket and just taken me away. The game can be so cruel, and it can rip your heart out, but you got to come back. Like the song says, tomorrow, there's always tomorrow.
That's right. Annie. Okay, so let's take a look at some stats from this game. The full picture broken down for you for the whole world to see. The Jaguars losing by 15. They shot 20% less than that of North Georgia. Got up 23 more shots from the field, 7 more three-point attempts, shot less free throws, significantly less, 14 less free throws, out-rebounded by 3, steals about the same, turnovers more for North Georgia, but the Jaguars unable to capitalize on that opportunity as they, again, the number that you mentioned early on with paint points for Georgia, North Georgia, that is 30-24, and then bench points for Jaguars 18-9. Second chance points to the Jaguars 13-2. 2 players in double figures for Augusta. Daramola with 14 and 2, and Elias Paulson with 12 and 5. On the other side, 4 players in double figures for North Georgia. They included Turner with 14, White with 14, 13 for Rideout, and 12 for Champion. Champion more than doubling his season average. So there you have it. That's the way it broke down. We're going to let our hardworking men and women who have worked tirelessly for you the entire season take a short break. We'll be back with the championship action, tournament championship action next Wednesday. The women will be in action. We'll be right here. We're hearing 7 or 7:30, so we'll be on the air, but you can check out the Roar Network for more details and AugustaJags.com. It'll have the complete report. Also remember, baseball action Friday. We've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday at home against Georgia Southwestern State. Softball on the road against Mount Olive on Friday with a doubleheader. Barton, a doubleheader on Saturday. And then women's golf, More Than Golf Invitational. It's our home event at the Old Barnwell Golf Club in Aiken. That's Sunday through Tuesday. Both tennis teams are on the road, and track and field just wrapped up an inaugural indoor season with several winners. So make your plans to check out everything you need right there on the Roar Network. So for the hardworking men and women associated with this cast, and of course my broadcast partner, we'll tune in with you guys next Wednesday for the Peach Belt Conference Women's Tournament. Quarterfinal action, we'll have it for you just after 7 o'clock, and you can tune in for that. For all other things, the final score tonight, the Jaguars falling to defeat by a final count of 71-56. For Lynn Carlson, I'm Charles McNeil saying so long from Augusta, and go Jags.